There you go.
Alrighty. Everyone ready?
Kirby.
Ready, spaghetti?
We're ready to go when you are.
Let's go.
Alright. You.
I'm Josh. I'm Ryan. Good.
Another star, this is. I'm leaning on it. Alright, we got 3, 2, and...
Hi, this is Joshua America. I'm here with Kid 4 King. So how's the program going so far, guys?
Awesome. Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
So you recently played Nothing. How's the response to that record on this tour so far?
It's been really good. We obviously we're playing a couple of those songs on this tour, and people know the words to those almost just as much as the old ones. So we're trying to make the transition to get people to learn the new record, and we're really seeing the growth.
What was one growth musically or even lyrically that you go back listening now for Creation Destruction to the new record that you see that you guys have felt the biggest growth so far?
I think guitar-wise, this guy knows about his guitar stuff, but it's a lot more complex.
I hear more like sludgy, riffy stuff instead of you know. And what was the biggest difference recording Creation Destruction with Andreas and then with Save Destruction, Save to Nothing with Puck? What did he bring you to the table that made this record so good?
Well, Will sat down with every one of us at our instruments and vocally, lyrically, and basically guided us through and made sure everything was as good as it could be before we recorded it. And I think Andreas was a good experience, but it was more of just, let's record what you have already.
Not like taking like manipulating everything.
We didn't very much, no.
So you already went into knowing what this record was supposed to be, what it would sound like.
More so than Slave to Nothing,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Will's just a lot more opinionated. He'll tell us if he thinks a part sucks.
How do you manage that as a band? Like this part sucks. Like
I want to hear that.
Yeah, we want to hear it too, because it's tough when you're writing a ton of songs to know, like, stuff starts sounding, or you're not sure if it's good or, like, I don't know. You can kind of tell if it's pretty good, but
how many songs you write for this record compared to the last one? Was it more like you went in with like pretty strong? Or
how many did you have? Whole 5?
I think we went in with 12 or 13.
How many records?
Just like
A couple were written in the studio, 2 or 3, something like that.
As a band that tours often, do you find it easier to tour right on the road?
Never done that.
We tried.
Oh, really? You tried and they're just like, it's not happening.
Just not a lot of free time to sit down and try to be creative.
Too much talk.
Tacos today it was awesome.
And I can tell like a sound like I can tell a different growth of bands like Nothing. And the songs sound way more personal in regards to like a song like Forever Unbroken compared to Selfish Eyes. Do you feel that juxtaposition is needed to create a timeless record? Going from you're not just going to be relentless and punishing your record, you need to kind of slow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to go all the way through the record.
I mean, the ups and downs, the dynamics, definitely. It's easier to listen. It's definitely. Well, me personally, I have a hard time just making it through one album, even if it's my favorite band. So I feel like it's pretty right.
Helps to make it through.
You also have songs on the lyric on the new record that really sounds good. Man, you put random has put evil on its throne, destroying the walls and between our hearts, keeping us buried alive. How do you personally try to keep away from bringing society down as a whole as you tour the world and see society better than a normal person would?
It's pretty rough out there. Honestly, it's not as crazy as people think being on tour. There's not that much, I guess for me personally, that's distracted me or pulled me in. Or I guess it all depends on how you handle peer pressure.
Oh, really?
And there is a lot of it out there, but I think people just kind of do what they want these days. They set their own morals.
And as a band who's openly Christian, do you tend to openly accept tour offers based off of who's behind the tour, or do you just so still get your message across to open ears of different audiences every night in conjunction with like maybe point people on this tour, but the next tour will be completely different?
Well, it's too difficult to try to pick bands that are just Christian and tour with them. There's not hardly any of them left. So I feel like it's always been about just trying to reach whoever we can.
And I feel like if they start as Christian, they're not.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, well,
We also don't want to play in front of the same people every night.
our genre is not coming to like necessarily worship. Kids aren't coming to like hold their hands up and do the whole church thing. Like, you know, it's just, it is what it is. So like we're here to reach the kids who don't know anything about God, like don't know what it's like to have to I don't know, live like the lifestyle that we have and try to, you know, live for God still.
You find a hard balance to like, you know, find a definite balance in medium of preaching on, not to preach on stage, but also to get your message out there. To get their music be heard without your message.
I think Robbie could answer that.
What I've learned is if you're not a Christian and you're at a show, you don't really care at all about a band preaching. From my experience, 90, like on the For Today tour, the Christian kids were super pumped up when For Today preached, but people that weren't Christians, about 95% of them like turned their brain off during Maddie's preaching.
Like just look the other way.
It's like they just started respecting their band less, which is
It's kind of in the same regard as like if someone's just walking down the street with a group of friends and then just whatever person decides to go up to them and talking about something, not even religious or whatever, just talking about something that they just do not care about at all. They're gonna be like, why are you saying this to me? I didn't ask you to talk to me. I feel like doing it on stage can tend to turn people off rather than just having it in the lyrics spikes their interest that talk to you about it after the show more personally. So, but I mean, there are different approaches. Other bands in our scene do it differently, and it works for them.
Yeah, like Ryan was saying, Maddie does preach on stage, but like we don't feel like, no offense to Ryan, but he just doesn't have the gift to do that from stage, and we don't feel like we should have to force him to do something that he doesn't have the gift to do.
I think your lyrics is sort of the point that if a band, if people knew what they were coming to see, they're going to know that we're going to be about a certain message. So
Right.
I think they get that really well. And as record sales and money, like these days, like bands don't tour to make money. Receiving to sell records. What are some of the drives that keep going day to day? Keep going to be in the game. Keep going every day, tour after tour.
actually it's bands do tour to make.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that is
I was gonna say that's one incentive. I mean, we love playing shows.
Yeah.
We all love what we do, and I think that's a huge drive. And seeing kids who are affected by our music and stuff, it's awesome.
I was just talking to another guy today about this. Like, obviously we don't do this for the money. Like, obviously we have to make a living.
Yeah.
But like, kind of lost my train of thought. Yeah, but the bigger our band has gotten, obviously there's more money and more that comes along with it. So that helps. That helps mentally. Like, you know, like people like your band, like that. I feel like that's a real big part of it.
I think your last record's a record for Solid State debut.
Yeah.
It was like 3rd for the first week.
Yeah, it was a record for the highest selling freshman album.
Yeah.
So,
Do you feel the pressure going to your next record being like kind of on top of it?
I mean, I don't know where Sled to Nothing stood in that, but
I mean,
it's like did like 100,000 on their third record, so I'm not expecting to beat that.
that whole thing, man. I mean, record sales go up and down. They come and go. 2014, only one artist in the entire country went platinum the first week, and that's Taylor Swift. So
Record sales are not what
to
they used to be.
compare a band that's putting out an album in 2015 and 2016 to 2003,
I mean, with the way that
2004,
music industry going, 2006 could mean like every artist would sell. You never know with the way the music industry is changing, with the way record sales are growing, the way records are sold. You know,
Yeah, so we're not trying to beat anything. I mean,
but
sick if we
pressure
did.
from the fans because so many people heard that record, so they expect
Yeah.
something creatively wise to be like, you have to talk.
Yeah, we just wanted to see growth. We didn't care about the numbers. Just as long as there was progress, everyone in our camp was happy. So yeah,
Was there one song on your end that was the hardest to record that actually come to completion at all? Even lyrically or musically wise?
they're all about the same for me.
I don't know if anyone vocally stood out more than another.
That's a question for Tuck. He's not here.
Yeah.
Sure you
Just for
struggle.
me playing drums, like probably Slave to Nothing.
Yeah.
Because I've never played blast beats or anything like that before.
Yeah, I heard that. Like that was brought on major records.
Yeah.
Did you have to train for that or anything, or just like?
I've never done the whole Euro blast thing,
Yeah.
so I'm not very good
Are
at
you still
it.
like getting used to it?
No, I can
live?
play it now,
Yeah.
but like at the time, I just never been interested in playing.
Someone's
it.
like, you should play blast beats right now.
I mean, Bob had it in the pre-production, and I was just like, I don't really want to do this, but everyone was stoked on it, so
Yeah.
It's a cool part.
cool part.
It's a cool part.
And if the band were to end tomorrow, what would be the best thing that you would take away from your experience?
The places we've been and the people we've met. Because that's just stuff you don't forget.
What was it like the biggest show you said, like, wow, we made it here?
I think South by So What last year was one of the coolest shows. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was one of the coolest stages. It was weird because as soon as you said,
And
well,
you're from Texas, right? So it had to be
it was in our hometown.
Yeah, so it had to be like, oh, yeah, this is it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though that one of the coolest things we got to do was we were in Australia. Bob and I climbed down this cliff, like swimming in the ocean. Like that whole experience to me was like crazy.
Yeah, we were kind of in like an authority there. We weren't supposed to be where we were basically, but
As Ricky Bobby says, it's mind boggling.
Hey, what's that?
Mind boggling.
Yeah.
And so, what does the rest of this year hold up? Is this touring relentlessly on this record, or are you planning to follow it up as soon as possible?
Well, actually, we're playing South by So What again
Oh,
this
yeah?
year, so hopefully things will be as awesome as it was last year. But we're playing Warped Tour. So
On a good stage?
yeah,
Yeah.
on an awesome stage.
All right. Thank you so much for your time
Yeah,
here today, man.
thanks for having
Thank
us.
you. Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Josh Martin America, thank you very much.